The wind howled outside like a wounded animal as Detective Erin Voss stepped into the dimly lit chamber beneath the old Dresden bank. Her boots echoed across marble, her flashlight slicing through decades of dust. This vault hadn't been opened in over 40 years, until tonight. A silent alarm had been triggered. What she found wasn't gold or bonds or jewelry. It was a body, and a message carved into the concrete wall. The past always collects its debts. 12 hours earlier, the call had come from a retired security officer, Thomas Eberhardt, who once guarded the Dresden Bank in its final days before it mysteriously shut down in the early 1980s. He claimed he'd seen someone in the alley behind the bank, dragging what looked like a body bag. At first, no one took him seriously. He was old, half-blind, and prone to drink, but Erin had a gut instinct sharper than any file in the cabinet. She went to investigate. What she discovered chilled her to the bone. The front doors were still bolted, sealed for decades, but the side entrance, hidden behind ivy and rusted signage, had been tampered with. Lock broken from the inside. Someone had been in there. Someone still might be. Inside the vault. The dead man was fresh, maybe 6 hours gone, late 30s, suit tailored and expensive. His fingers were blackened, frostbite, but there was no cold air in the vault, only a chilling presence, as if the darkness itself had secrets to whisper. Erin scanned the walls. Then she saw it, a faint outline, like a door hidden in the shadows. She pushed. It opened. Behind it was a narrow tunnel leading downward, carved crudely from stone, as if someone had been digging from inside the bank toward something. At the end of the passage, a steel box. Inside, dusty documents, faded photographs, and an old cassette tape labeled Oberlicht. She pocketed it. The puzzle unfolds back at headquarters. Erin had the tape restored. The recording was decades old. German, thick Saxon accent. A man's voice confessing to a robbery, not just of the Dresden Bank, but of a secret vault beneath it, used during the Cold War. It held more than just money. It held blackmail files, political dirt, bribes, names of agents, secrets people would kill to bury. The voice claimed responsibility and warned that others were still searching for the files, that if they were ever found again, the whole delicate illusion of peace in Europe would come crashing down. Erin realized something chilling. The man on the tape, he was Thomas Eberhardt, a trap set decades in advance. She rushed to his home, but the apartment was burning. Flames clawed out the windows as neighbors screamed below. Erin forced her way in through the back entrance. Smoke choked her lungs. Inside, lying face down with a knife in his back, was Eberhard. In his hand, a small key, engraved with one word, Oberlicht. That wasn't a name. It was a place. The final descent. Erin traced it. Oberlicht was an abandoned East German observation post hidden in the Erzgebirge Mountains. She drove through the night, snow lashing the windshield like white knives. Her car barely made it through the winding roads. The facility was a decaying concrete skeleton, buried under decades of moss and silence. Inside, rot, rust, and reminders of a forgotten war. And another vault. The key fit perfectly. The door creaked open, revealing a room lined with files. Coded, marked, sealed. Along with 6 more bodies frozen in place, their faces contorted in terror. A note pinned to one. To know the truth is to become a target. The final twist. Erin heard footsteps. She turned. 3 men in black tactical gear stepped out of the shadows. "Detective Voss," one said. "You've seen too much." She raised her weapon. "I've recorded everything. If I go missing, it gets released to every journalist from here to London." The lead agent paused. Then he smiled. "Then we'll just have to keep you alive and quiet." They took her, not to kill her, to recruit her. Epilogue, 6 months later. Erin Voss walks the streets of Berlin, no longer a detective. She works now for a nameless agency, the kind that operates in the spaces between truth and silence. Every day she files lies, buries truth, disguises history, because some crimes are too big to solve, and some truths are too dangerous to reveal. But she remembers the vault. And she knows one day the whispers in the dark will rise again. 6 months. 6 months since Erin Voss crossed the line from law enforcement to something darker, something colder. Officially, she had resigned. Unofficially, she disappeared. No funeral, no ceremony, just a closed case file marked transferred to federal intelligence. But now Erin was living in layers. A ghost with a badge, moving through the world unseen, working for a covert organization known only as Division 9. Their mission, protect national stability by any means necessary. Their method, silence the past. Erin had become their greatest weapon, and now she was their greatest threat. The envelope. It arrived without a stamp, just a beige envelope slid under her hotel door in Prague. Inside, a photo of a woman tied to a chair in an abandoned metro tunnel. Her eyes were covered, her mouth taped, blood on her shirt. The handwriting on the back said, "She knows about Vault 7. Vault 7. It was never mentioned in any file, not on any server. It was only whispered years ago by a dying man in a bunker beneath Dresden. Erin's fingers trembled, because the woman in the photo, her name was Maya Rilke, and she was the journalist Erin had secretly sent the bank tape to before she disappeared. The chase begins. Erin left Prague before sunrise. No goodbyes, no trace. Her search led her to Budapest, where an old contact in Hungarian intelligence tipped her off. An unmarked transport van had crossed the border days ago, heading toward a decommissioned Russian facility outside Sibiu, Romania. The location was a ghost town. Barbed wire, cracked concrete, and silence so thick it screamed. Erin moved like vapor, slipping past sentries, hacking locks, planting false data trails. What she found inside chilled her blood. Torture equipment, burnt documents, and 3 dead journalists. Maya was not among them, but scribbled in blood on the wall, barely visible under the red emergency light, was a single word: Königsnacht. The Night of Kings. It was an operation, one so buried, so dangerous, that even most in Division 9 thought it was a myth. Erin had only heard it once, whispered by her mentor, Agent Kessler, before he vanished. Königsnacht wasn't a mission. It was a massacre. According to legend, in 1983, deep within a Cold War power play, a select group of political prisoners were used as test subjects in a psychological warfare experiment. The results were sealed and hidden in Vault 7, said to be beneath Lake Schwerin in northern Germany. If true, it would not just destroy reputations, it would burn governments. The descent, Erin went rogue. Division 9 sent agents to silence her. She killed 2. She didn't run, she hunted. Every lead took her closer to Schwerin, and with each step, she uncovered darker truths. Test footage of mind-altering substances, forced confessions, blackmail built on synthetic memories. People driven mad by their own false pasts. Vault 7 was not just a storage unit, it was a weapon of memory. The confrontation under the lake, she found the entrance, buried in a cave system guarded by retired soldiers turned mercenaries. Erin infiltrated the compound and reached the final chamber. Inside, Maya, weak, alive, but guarded. And beside her, Agent Kessler, not dead, promoted, now head of Division 9. "You were never supposed to get this far," he said. "You were never supposed to lie to me," Erin replied. "I trained you for this world, Erin, not to fix it, to contain it. You trained me to obey, but I learned to think." The gunshot. It echoed through the vault like thunder, but it wasn't Erin who pulled the trigger. It was Maya, a single bullet. Kessler dropped. Erin stared at Maya. "You're not just a journalist," she whispered. Maya looked at her with haunted eyes. Number I was one of the test subjects. Epilogue. The dead file Vault 7 was destroyed that night, or so the official records claimed. But Erin knows better. She's not just carrying secrets now. She's carrying evidence. She and Maya live off the grid, releasing fragments of the truth to trusted sources around the world. Quietly, strategically. Because too much truth all at once would break the world. But silence? That would bury the dead a second time. And they've had enough of graves.